we'll get this modern day freaking junk wrapped up. And we'll go wrap up the freaking stuff in the actual Animus. This must be the final computer to hack. This must be that, huh? Alright, let's see here. And this one looks like it's probably pretty darn simple. This is what it seems like. I was hitting the wrong bumpers there. Oops. Wait. So the ring that lines up with this will be this. And then we can do like... There we go. Easy peasy. Yeah, so the most difficult one was past us. I think the most difficult one was that one at the front of the lobby that was freaking insane and stiff.
The first civilization entity known as Juno re-emerged from the Grand Temple in New York in December.
Yeah, that was the end of AC3, although this plot is never actually finished. Well, it's finished in the comic, in this series of comic books, apparently, in a quick, lazy way, but,
To accomplish her goals in the real world, Juno uses two types of people.
There are two types of people in this world. Avoid both of them.
That emerges in a human being at random. This person is commonly known as a sage.
Whoa, Fire Emblem Awakening, that class can wield tomes and stabs.
Called the instruments of the first will, who believe it is humanity's natural role to serve the first civilization.
Whoa.
Abstergo is currently using
what's called the cult, huh?
as a cheap and hands-off way of acquiring pieces of Eden and other relics.
And other relics.
However, I suspect that the reverse is also true. That they are using our resources to locate objects that will help them further their own goals. I do not trust them.
Neither do I.
Now, all I can do is have DaCosta monitor their activities. Juno's motives are unclear.
Yeah, and we'll never understand it at the end of the day because the plot point was abandoned.
She appears to be more powerful as a digital entity.
Whoa.
Agent DaCosta fears that should humanity ever achieve singularity, the fusion of humanity and machines, Juno would become unstoppable.
But we never see that.
Ironically, it is Abstergo itself which is driving civilization in that direction.
Great, thanks for sharing that. That's all 20 computers. So now there's just tablet. Let's see here. Gets to the 15th floor towards the CEO's office, but before you enter, go to the right corner and find a tablet on the floor. Ah, thanks, interwebs. What does this one say? What does this one say here? We got a glimpse of Xiaoyun while in Ezio Auditory section of Sample 17. So much demand for strong female characters right now. Do you think we can focus some R&D into finding her genetic material? Imagine Ubisoft actually doing a strong female character well in like a good, solid game. Apparently, I heard that there were some Assassin's Creed games that were meant to have a female lead, but Ubisoft executives step in and say, no, change that to a male lead, and it's awful. There's some evidence connecting her to the Jiaying Emperor, who by all historical accounts was a cruel jackass. Great villain potential. If memory serves, I think there was also a Mongol invasion around that time. There's a lot of potential for a great action franchise. Wow. Is that Chronicles China or something? I don't know. Let's see here. Go outside the balcony, beside a beautiful winter city landscape, you will be able to find another tablet document. So it's on the balcony around here somewhere, huh? Maybe I already got it, but no, I didn't. All I know is there was like a few that I got before. So, we'll yoink that. Let's see here, just to keep you in the loop, I heard back from editorial this morning. The story itself is untouched, but this is going to be the menu text for the Haytham Kenway feature. Devoted patriot, celebrated scholar, loving father, exclusive to Helix, witness the rise and martyrdom of one of the American Revolution's least known heroes, a Helix exclusive. I think it fits perfectly with the title you've chosen, The Lone Eagle. Haytham is going to appeal to a wide audience, and his story is definitely going to... That's not how you words. And his story is definitely going to give people a bad case of the feels, as those internet kids like to say. Oh my god, I'm old, aren't I? Ugh, that reflection looks weird. Rather strange. Say it looks beautiful, though. Like, looking out across that landscape. Ah, my back's itchy. That looks beautiful, at least. That doesn't look beautiful. That does not. That definitely doesn't there. Some icicles. It's all wintry now. Isn't that crazy? What other freaking boring tablets do we have to go get? Let's see here. So apparently there's one when you bring it around town on the map, around the corner. Bring it around town. Hey, look, there's an image that I have in, like, my folder for making thumbnails. I don't think I ever used it, though. Don't think I did. I might have. I'm not sure. I might have. Well, bring it around town. Through here we go. And it's, apparently over here? Apparently it's, like, right around here. According to the interwebs. Ah, well, there it is. Found the thing. This is 2, apparently. Let's see here. Just read the final text of the first episode. Last of the heroic Knights Templar. Jacques de Molay was a man of principle, towering intellect, betrayed by the man he trusted most, but the corrupt king of France. Love it, and I think our users are going to love it too. This is going to be the crown jewel of our Helix launch in the fall. Great job, everyone! Wow! We have 5 more to go. Let's see here. So, there's one on the... It shows that there's one on, like, where your animus is and go to the northeast room. I guess I didn't scroll through to, like, see all the ones on this list. It organizes them by, like, the order that you can get them, if you want to get them all, like, as early as possible. But I think that there was ones that I missed on my, animus floor, I guess, or something. So let's see here. So, floor 2 Helix research. Oh, that's why I couldn't go there. It was the floor I was on. I'm dumb. Floor I was on, alright. That's why I was blocked off. I'm a little bit silly sometimes. So apparently in the northeast. Apparently, if this elevator is like north. Apparently, if we bring it around town this way. And we go see a couch. Right here, yes. Yoink. I will take that, thank you. Alright, let's see here. Hi Mo, I think we should focus on George Washington rather than Connor. Washington the Wolf has a nice ring to it. Take part in the unlikely friendship between America's most revered hero, General George Washington, and a sullen Mohawk native named Connor. A stirring tale of violence, revenge, and betrayal set during the early years of the American Revolution. Except it turned out that George Washington was a massive asshole in that story, much like actual history in a way. Oh hey Carvia, how are you doing today? Welcome to the most boring part of Assassin's Creed Rogue. Collecting and lore reading. George Washington Wiccan franchise. I don't know that we'd get more than one feature of Connor. Plus, don't get me started on his wife or the way he died. What a mess. ML. Wow, we have more tablets to go get. Carvia, did you hear about that freaking release date of Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl? Or are you gonna 1v1 me in it? Wow. Let's see here. So, now we can go down to the basement, and maybe the rest of the ones are down there? Maybe, or something. So let's go down this way on our tablet collecting adventure. There we go. Basement servers. Down we go. Down we go. We have places to be. But yeah, next month. Indeedly do. Less than a month away. It's like a couple weeks away now. Let's see how much it costs. Yeah, that's something I'll be intrigued about. And also how it performs across, like, all platforms, you know? Since it's, you know, coming across all platforms. Like... I don't know if I'd pick it up on, like, PC or Switch initially, and maybe I'd pick it up on the other if it turns out to be good, if there isn't, like, crossplay or something like that. Crossplay would be neat. I don't know if there is. Apparently, this tablet is, according to this map, it's, if the map could load, so I could know where I am. Load! Please? It doesn't take the map in the Animus this long to load. There we go. It's apparently just here? In this corner somewhere? Is there a tablet up there, friends? Let's see here. Should see a glow of a tablet in the dark. And it said that this was 17, right? Do I have 17 already? Maybe? Is it in documents? Maybe I already have 17. Yeah, I already have 17, apparently. But yeah, anyway, how are you generally doing though, Carvia? 20 is apparently over here. Scusi, coming through. Maybe I should have checked if I had 20 already. Apparently over in here. And it's, let's see here. Visit the southwest room, and we'll find the tablet in the bathroom. Oh, it's right here. It's right there, okay. So then, hi Evan, I want to diversify our programming a bit and attract a bit of fringe element in the customer base. With that in mind, I thought a new series focused on crazy conspiracy shit might be right up your alley. For your subjects to focus on: Hermeticis, lost civilization of Lemura, miracles in the Bible, planetary consciousness to singularity. Let's see if we can get some big-time celebrities to narrate these things. You know, at first glance, they'll probably balk at the subject matter, but I bet if we feed them the script in chunks that are out of order, we can easily manipulate them into thinking they are participating in a proper science documentary. Go nuts. So 3 more to go. Where am I going here? So let's see here. Apparently there's one like all the way at the, oh my goodness, all the way at the end. Okay, overall, job hunting has been a bit intimidating. Your parents have let you have the summer off, but you're feeling really bad about being a lazy sack of potatoes. That was understandable there. Like 3 jobs over the span of the month. Oh, that's nothing compared to the amount of jobs I would apply to have said no SMH. Like, before COVID started, I got lucky with the positions that I got, like, being referred. Till they know who I am. Like, I remember before I got my job at Weiss a few years ago doing duct cleaning, I freaking applied, like, literally every single place I thought even had, like, the slightest chance of hiring me. And I heard back from, like, nowhere. And it was really, really demoralizing. My goodness, it was a time. Let's see here. Hi, after looking over the footage you presented, I decided that rather than dedicate an entire feature to the Losum Cesare Borgia, we'll use it to add some spice and conflict to the existing Rodrigo Borgia piece. Cesare's just too much of an asshole to have his own show. He is a bit of a jerk. Let's see here. So there's that one. Go back to your Animus, go to the lobby. Oh, I did that one on the right, I believe. And then there's more stuff at, like, the, Animus level, and those should be the 2 that I'm missing there. I probably mentioned it before, but I'm looking for, like, an editor on the channel, if that's a thing you'd be interested in. I don't know if you would be or not, but if you want part-time work from me, and if you are interested in taking the time to, like, learn editing and stuff, that's a thing I could give to you, but I had somebody DM me not that long ago, like, offering editing stuff, but like, they joined the Discord server and then they DM'd me. I never responded to them. Like, usually when people reach out to me being like, oh, I have something to offer you in your channel, I usually share it in the mod room. I don't know if I shared that one. I might not have. Maybe I did. I'm just forgetting about it, knowing me. But yeah, a friend was in the same boat as you were, but a mutual friend of yours managed to convince your boss to hire him. Apparently she'll be looking for more people. It sounds neat, but don't know when that would be. So might get an opportunity with that. But yeah, if you want to get into editing, that might be a thing there. But yeah, I got a DM not that long ago about somebody doing that. Like, we can read out the DM here. Hey, I hope you are doing well. I saw your channel today and I was very interested in it. I saw that you are making really great content and you have potential to grow more. I love your style and everything, but when I look at your videos, I don't see a main thing which can grow your channel. It's the editing. The editing is not bad, but still need 100% improvement to keep the audience happy and interested in the content. I'm a professional video editor with 2+ years of experience. I've worked with a lot of content creators as their editor. I would make your videos 100% more interesting and fun to watch with my editing skill. I can assure you that if you hire me as your video editor, your content watch time will go 50% up, and people will be more interested in seeing more of your videos. Thank you for your time. Looking forward to your reply. Sincerely yours, and a name that I'm not going to read out. And that put up, like, a lot of red flags for me, because they say, like, oh my goodness, I love your content and your style and everything like that, without saying a single thing about what the content actually is or anything specific about it, which means that that same message could be used for, like, literally any content creator out there. Like, the exact same generic message, which implies to me that, you know, it was the exact same message that probably was sent to a bunch of content creators out there. Another red flag is saying stuff like, oh, I've worked with a lot of content creators out there, but not actually naming any of them. Not actually, you know, citing anything. Yeah, I can't guarantee everything they said. And I just generally don't trust pitches that tell me, like, oh, if you work with me, then I'm going to, here's all these things I can promise you, it's gonna be so great. But yeah, appreciate you seeing things go with this other job advocate, but keep in mind, thank you. Because, yeah, I always feel more comfortable hiring people that, you know, I'm familiar with. Even if they don't have as much experience, but are willing to, you know, undergo, like, Harmonia's editing training course or something. What the hell is this? Let's see here. So I think it's this way that we go over here, and there should be a tablet over this way, I believe. And it's at the end over here, apparently. Like, the channel, like, I'm still a small Twitch streamer, YouTuber, and stuff like that in the grand scheme of things. But it's getting to a point where it's like a big small channel, you know? Hey Philippe, you're getting, like, especially on YouTube, you're getting great data from Fior Cavassa, but I just want to chime in now and say that I don't want to focus too much on her early life as it occurs onto the Rose and Fior. Rather, I want to focus on the intrigue and tension when she betrays her gang. Cannot stress enough how I do not want Fior to be perceived as an over-sexualized object, but rather as a cunning spy who has to make difficult choices to overcome life-threatening obstacles. I'm gonna be on your ass about this, so always err on the side of good taste. I believe in you. I think we have one more to go. Yeah, one more thingamabob here. Let's see here. And that's on, like, the opposite end over this way. And I've received, like... So, with the YouTube channel getting to the point that it has, I've received, like, a lot of offers for a lot of things. Like, I will turn down, like, 95% of the offers of, like, anything that comes into my channel. If it sketches me out in the slightest, I'm done. Where is this one? It's apparently, where is this thing? I hate how it takes the map super long to load. Like, I had a very similar email, like, just a couple days ago of this guy offering not editing, but thumbnail making, and include, like, a whole bunch of example thumbnails that did not look like thumbnails to me. They look like Twitch overlays, where it was, like, you know, a generic kind of background with some, you know, character on the side that super blends into the background, and it's like grand finals or something like that. Like, it looked like overlays for a tournament or something like that is what it looked like. Why is the map not loading? Okay, it's down here somewhere. I was going the wrong way. There is the case. So maybe it's over in, here it is. There we go. And it was another situation of like, we unlock this for like doing all the tablets. What is this? A painting of a remote area with a marked spot. Someone wants to remember this location. Tablet document final. This is apparently our 100% reward for collecting all the tablets or something like that. But like, I got an email just a couple days ago. And, like exactly 2 days ago, actually. Let's see here. What was the thingamabob here? Worldwide socials. That sounds like a sketchy name. Apparently. Hi, Acoustic Harmonia. I just watched a few videos on your channel, and I love your content. I've noticed that you have a lot of subscribers, but way less views. I think that you can get 10 times more views with the right thumbnails. I would love to make them for you and help you get more views. I will send some files with some examples in it. Those are just examples. I can make anything you want. Let me know what you think. And then there's like price points and stuff like that for thumbnails. And the stuff that I received, they look like Twitch overlays, in my opinion. Like, they don't look like thumbnails. They look like freaking overlay kind of thingamabobs. Like, I can show essentially what I was sent here. This is the kind of stuff that I was sent. Like, this to me does not feel like thumbnails. This feels like something that comes up for a few seconds on like a Twitch stream as it transitions into that event. Like, that doesn't look like a kind of, you know, YouTube video thumbnail, in my opinion. But that's me, at least. That was my opinion on what I was sent there, essentially. But it was also the same kind of situation. Yeah, that's the vibe that it has. It doesn't have a thumbnail vibe. It has a Twitch overlay vibe, or like a screen kind of thing, like this. Like, that's the upcoming event or something like that, or maybe something that comes up for a few seconds and then like that event starts. And from that context, they do look like super professional, as like a professional thing that comes up for a few seconds and transitions into that, but it doesn't have a thumbnail feel, you know? Hey, you remember when you said you wanted to see MMA events through an animus? What I actually said was I want a cage side seat debate. What the hell? Well, I took that idea to heart, and we're working with my partners at Mysore Tech, such an awful name, in India, to remaster some traditional entertainment as virtual features. We're going to have concerts and historical tourism, but I made sure we got some combat sports just for you, my dear. Gonna have a series called The Best of Tornado de Combate, Brazil's biggest promotion. CEO was a bit of a dick, but the Absurgo name carries a lot of weight, so that definitely helped us out. Well, I'm once again to include fighters like, I hope you're excited, I don't care. We're done with this stupid first person going around collecting stuff. We can go back to the Animus. Do the last things that we have left, which is like 1 assassination contract and the 4 legendary ships. And the legendary ships are actually hella fun, which is why I saved those for last. The legendary ships are actually hella cool. Where's my Animus? Here it is. But yeah, so that was another thing that like put up some kind of red flags for me, because it's like, again, it talks about your content in a what? Yeah, of course, resume the simulation. That's why I interacted with the thing. Like, it was, again, talking about, like, oh, I love your content, without actually mentioning anything about your content, which implies that it could be, you know, just a same generic bot email that could be sent out to, a special reward is unlocked. Check out the picture in the present day for information about the rewards location. Oh, I actually have to go somewhere for it? Silly, maybe I won't get that after all. Maybe that's like the one thing I'll skip out on for 100%, just I don't know. Oh, I need to change out of my I gotta change back into my cosplay thing here is what I gotta do. But yeah, again, it was like talking about your content in a way that could mean like literally anybody else's channel out there, which implies that it could have been a bot that's just like, find the channel name, find the email under like the business information, send the same generic email but change like the name at the top to like the specific name of that channel, which in my case was Acoustic Harmonia. Like, it's when somebody in an email refers to me as Harmonia that I'm more so like, oh, okay, like maybe I'll take this more seriously as a person. When it's Acoustic Harmonia and it doesn't say anything about me or my channel, that's like, okay, that's probably a bot, and it sends up some red flags, you know. So I was sketched out for that. I was a bit sketched out that the examples that were sent had like weren't related to like anything that I've done before, where it's like if they've done a lot of work for different content creators out there, maybe they'd send examples that would be like thumbnails closer to my kind of content or something like that. But I know that says nothing at all, but yeah, I got those same vibes being overlays. Yeah, that's the way that it felt like. And for overlays, they look good, honestly. What I was sent, if they were overlays, honestly, they'd be good overlays, I think. But as thumbnails, maybe not. Like, they just look like somebody took overlays and made them thumbnails. They look like somebody took, like, overlays off of, like, a site that's, like, designed free overlays or something like that. Examples off of that. And was like, oh, these are our thumbnails. It was the kind of impression that I got there. We'll do the legendary ships last. Let's do the, let's do this. The final thing. Wait, this was here before. Why is it gone now? The final assassination interception was here, but now it's gone. What happened? Actually, what happened? I'm so confused. Is it just... Are we just never gonna do it? What the heck is going on there? But anyway, I got that email right after I got home from the funeral that freaking pissed me to hell off with... As I was talking about earlier this stream, about how, you know, I went to that funeral hoping that, you know, it would talk, you know, it would be talking about my oppa and honoring this man that, you know, was a big inspiration in my life and memories with him and stuff like that. But no, it was a whole big religious thing that, like, barely mentioned him and was just like, oh my goodness, praise Gorsh, praise Jeebus. And I was not in the best mood after that. Oh, it is on the map. It is on the map. So I got that email immediately after. So a lot of the time I'll just ignore stuff like that. But I was in a kind of bad mood about, you know, being some of the most royally pissed that I've ever been because of, you know, the passing of somebody very close to me. And then, you know, having a funeral that freaking was like, oh yeah, whatever about him, but praise these other figures. Wow, isn't it so great that he can be a small part of like the stuff with these other figures? So I was not exactly super impressed about that. So immediately getting that email afterwards, I was like, yeah, accepted interception. I freaking gave them a bullet point list about why they sketched me to hail out and why I'm not interested. Like that. Usually I just ignore stuff like that if I'm not interested or something like that. I freaking hit them with a bullet point list of like, here's the thing, here's the reasons why I'm not hiring you and why this is a very strong pass, essentially. I gave them the whole freaking bullet point. So that was interesting. That was something interesting there. So like I was saying earlier, when it comes to like I mean, I saw the red freaking thingamabob there. Oh, that's why this is the, final mission. Nice cutscene here. Oh, speaking of offers, you want to become famous? No, Garvey, I wanted to become famous. I wanted to become famous so badly. And it is what it is. Apparently, there's going to be like a proper... Why is the audio just gone? Well, it's here, but it's quiet. Whoa, I was like leaning back like it was my Breath of the Wild playthrough for a second. Too bad. Apparently, there's going to be like a proper celebration of life later. What happened to the audio? Why is it so quiet? Why does it sound so distant? What's going on here? I'm actually so confused right now. Why does it sound like we're in a tunnel? What happened to the audio? I am so confused. I need to reload. This guy's just chilling. Why does the audio sound so distant? Ow? What the hell? Do you mind? Anyway, as I was saying before, I like very rarely will accept offers when they're made to me. Like as I was saying before, I'll turn down like 95% of offers that come my way, because most of them really don't seem like they can be trusted. And if anybody offers me anything and they do it in like a pitch way where it's like, if you do this stuff with me, it's gonna do like such incredible things for you, like wow, your viewers are gonna love it, that immediately turns me off to that kind of thing there. But yeah, completely off topic, but you grabbed your mom's phone, was gonna go on Pokemon Go Up, only to find out that she deleted the app. You're like, oh no, how are you gonna secretly use her phone to trade 4 more gifts to my mom to make them best friends already after my mom got mad that your mom was ghosting her in Pokemon Go? Re-download it, and just for 4 days, and it'd make my mom really happy about becoming best friends with your mom on Pokemon Go. Anyway, like around the time of E3, I had a bunch of offers, for example, of like covering a game before it came out. Oh, look at this. Wow, and now we've 100% in New York. Oh, it doesn't automatically put on the costume like other things? Okay, whatever. Well, now we've got New York 100%ed. So hold on, watch this. New York, 100%. River Valley, 100%. North Atlantic, 100%. Look how sweet that is. Now, Templar Enforcer outfit unlocked. Cool. In terms of progress tracker, all that we have here, we've got 100% in sequences, we've got 100% in collectibles, 100% in activities. Literally all that's left is the legendary ships. That's this bit here, and those are really, really fun. Like, those are essentially like the true final boss, essentially, of trying to 100% the game. The toughest ship battles in the game, which is why I saved them for last, the real special kind of thing. But anyway, I'll finish my story before we do that, though. Like, around E3 this past year was probably about the time that my channel finally got to the point that, you know, I'd get offered to cover some games before they came out, with like some small indie games and stuff like that. And I believe I had offers from 3 different games to cover them before they came out. Around the time of E3, since was like, you know, a big time for gaming. Falcon kick. And a couple of them were worded in like really sketchy ways. Like one of them, I won't say what the name of the game was, but it was a game about snapping photos. It was kind of like a Pokemon Snap thingamabob, except, you know, no Pokemon or anything like that. It's just you take photos in some world, and it was something like that. It was some photo snapping indie game of some sort. And what was said in the email to me was like, oh, would you like to cover this game before it comes out? You know, we've seen from, like, the streams that have done it so far, that Twitch streams that do this, the chat loves it. The chat just blows up when streamers are streaming that game. And, you know, if you stream that game, people might actually donate to you to get you to take pictures of certain things. Yeah, they might do that. And we've seen the chat absolutely love it. So, if you stream our game, people are gonna, like, flock to your stream. People will love to see it. They'll give you money. It's gonna be great. And that's literally what their pitch was, trying to get me to play their game before it came out. So I was like, no. No. How about, yeah, let's not do that. Like, around the time of E3, I only got, like, one... Yeah, that was a very poor choice of words. I could probably find the email around somewhere. It sketched me to hell out. Like, there was nothing that was being offered to me. It wasn't like gonna be a sponsored stream where it's like, we'll pay you to cover our game. It's just like, would you like to cover our game for free? And it's gonna be great. Your channel's gonna love it. Your channel's gonna blow up from covering our game, is essentially what it was like. There was only one game around the time of E3 that was proposed to me to cover before it came out that actually intrigued me. That game being Dark Deity, something that people around this channel may know of at this point after covering it here. And the email that was sent to me from Freedom Games, the publisher for Dark Deity, was another one that like wasn't offering me anything. Like it wasn't gonna sponsor me to cover that game on my channel or anything like that. It was just like, hey, would you like a free copy of the game to cover like before release essentially and get to see a bit of the game before it comes out? Like, is this a game that you'd be interested in? It was just bare bones, no bullshit, no nothing there. It was just, hey, is this a game you'd be interested in? If so, we'd be glad to, you know, provide you with the resources to be able to cover that. And I'm a massive fan of Fire Emblem, and this is literally an indie game that was inspired by Fire Emblem. So I was like, okay, you've got my attention. And I actually looked into it. That one I gave the time of day to. Like the ones that freaking were like, oh yeah, it's gonna do crazy well on your channel, chat and people love it in comments and all that fun stuff. No, I'm not interested in that kind of thing. But this offer that was just bare bones, hey, would you be interested in this game? And we'll provide you with the resources to do that. That actually intrigued me. It was bare bones. There was no bullshit. Just bare bones, would you like to cover it? And I looked into it, and my answer to that was like, maybe I would actually like to cover it. It actually looks interesting. And I actually enjoyed playing it on this channel. That was a good game. That was a good game right there, Dark Deity. And it was after I expressed my interest that this Freedom Games representative was like, oh, would you by chance like to meet with the director of said game and have like a demo session where he shows you a bit of the game before release? And I was like, okay, that sounds cool. And it was like the first time as part of the channel that I got to you know, be a part of something before release. Like I could have with some of these other games, as I mentioned, like that like that photo shooting one I couldn't tell you the name of even if I remembered it, because I don't remember it. But it was a really cool kind of thing. It was kind of like when I toured the Improbable Studios, where it's like, it's cool because you get to be part of a secret, you know, of what was going on there. And it was funny, I met with Chip, the director for that game, and like, I don't know if these were parts that I left in on the video that I published on that. I think that these were lines that I cut out, but he was telling me that, you know, he was booked for like those demo sessions like all day with like different YouTubers and you know, some publications and stuff like that do like game journalism and things. And he was saying that it was like a massive relief to be giving the demo to me, because I was like the first person that day that like really got it, since I'd played like lots of Fire Emblem and I understood like all the mechanics and what was going on there, and he didn't have to, you know, explain the bare bones. He could just like talk about the game with somebody who really got it. So he said that was refreshing. And you know, I was kind of worried as well when it came to meeting him, because when it came to like, you know, I'm still like basically a small YouTuber and such. I was worried that, you know, I still cannot help but I have this social anxiety and see things very hierarchically, whatever the heck, a lot of the time. And you know, I just see myself as like small YouTuber that's getting to meet this guy that's like game director. It's like, whoa, you know, like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to like try to be like super professional and not embarrass myself or anything like that, because this is gonna be like a super professional kind of thing, because he's at this like status way above me in my head or something like that. And then I met him, and then it's like, he's just like me. He's a fellow nerd that likes playing video games and these kinds of video games, who was studying economics, and then freaking wound up Googling games similar to Fire Emblem one day and didn't see anything he wanted to play, and he did a freaking Thanos and was like, I'll do it myself, and that's what he did, and it wound up doing well. And that was the case of that. So it was like a relief. Like I was worried going into the session, like, oh my goodness, this is gonna be like such a jarring kind of thing. But then I actually do the session, and it's like, hey, this is a fellow nerd that I can vibe with and stuff, you know? And so That was a really cool kind of thing. And nowadays, we're freaking organizing, figuring out an episode of Creators Collide to do together at some point. Like, we're currently leaning towards either doing an episode with, like, Civ 6, Dead by Daylight, or Phasmophobia. Something like that. Are the games that we are, like, on the list of, like, a potential to-do kind of thing. That would probably be a good while from now because, like, life is still kind of crazy for both of us, but, you know, it's crazy that this turned into an opportunity where it's like a contact that I continue to have, and I'm organizing like future stuff with like this just for funsies, and is somebody that I can like vibe with. Like I've stopped by his Twitch streams sometimes and he's super chill, and some of the joking around that we've had in DMs has been a good time. Like when I was initially proposing different ideas to him, because I remember during our session that we had, he had mentioned that, like, in terms of Fire Emblem games, Fire Emblem Fates Conquest was, like, his favorite, like, Fire Emblem gameplay-wise, I believe. Yeah, it was really cool how it worked out. And because Fates was, like, his favorite experience gameplay-wise, and I believe during our demo session, he was mentioning to me, like, the randomizer in his game, and you being able to, like, tinker around with the RNG as much as you want. I asked him if he thought that anybody was ever going to conquer, like, the hardest possible difficulty you could set it to. And he was like, no, I don't think so. I think that there are some difficulties you can set it to that actually make it impossible. And I was like, I don't know. I've been hearing about some people beating Fire Emblem Fates Conquest to Classic with, like, negative growths. I think it was, I don't remember if it was in the video or if I cut it out, but I remember his expression just going like, how? What? super stunned. So when I was proposing like some different ideas for Creators Collide, I proposed the idea of what if we played Fire Emblem Fates Conquest to Classic negative growths and just see who can make it farther before one of us fails. And let's see what he said here. Here's the DM. As for a Fates run, never in my life will I play that game outside of cheesing jacked child units. I think I'd rather go outside and literally consume dirt than play Fates as intended or on a high degree of difficulty. The constant skill checking just kills my spirit. So that was the response that I got from the director of Dark Deity about the idea of us playing Fire Emblem Fates Lunatic Classic Conquest with negative growths together. That was the response I received. So, you know, it's been cool to see that was a opportunity that I got that actually developed into, you know, a thing that continued with like some other projects for fun and / a potential friendship, you know? Like, it'd be a cool friendship to keep there. I'd be more than glad to keep that kind of connection, because he actually seems like a hella chill guy. So I was really glad to meet him there. So again, in terms of the grand scheme of things, I'll turn down like 95% of offers that come in my way, either through like DMs or email or whatever the heck. So, like, anybody that wants to make me an offer has to do it in a way where they're not making, like, all these crazy promises. Has to do it just, like, matter of fact, like, hey, here's this, would you be interested? Without any of the BS or promises, and without anything that, you know, implies that you've never seen my channel before, you know? Like, I guess there was kind of that situation when I was reached out to about Dark Deity, for example, when some people on behalf of Freedom Games were just reaching out to a bunch of people and such. But I can assume that my channel was found for like its Fire Emblem content in that case, or something like that. Because I looked at that game and it's like, this actually looks like my kind of game, you know? And I actually enjoyed it. That game right there. And look forward to seeing what's next in store for Chip and his team, you know? One aside, when it comes, one last thing I can mention about that story is Freedom Games told me that they would give me a download code for the game on Steam for like a free copy for me to cover for review purposes, like on the day the release date was revealed. Yeah, I don't like people that promise the world. It's questionable there. But with that email, after I expressed interest, they were like, great, yeah, we can give you a free copy of the game after after the release date is revealed. They said that they were going to reveal the release date at E3, which myself and other YouTubers weren't told that the release date was on the spot, like right there at E3. We were just told that we'd get our free copies of the game after the release date was revealed. Little did we know the release date was right then and there, so we didn't actually get to play it early. We still got to, you know, see some early stuff, like that demo session that I did with Chip that I was able to post, you know, right when the game came out, of like some exclusive stuff. So it's like I still got, you know, some insight early on. I just didn't get to play it before everybody else. But when the game first came out, I was like, I want to cover this right when it comes out is a thing, because of, you know, me just having posted this video of like early access kind of stuff. I want to cover this right when it comes out. So I waited for, you know, 10 minutes, something like that. I didn't get a code. 20 minutes, didn't get a code. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm buying it myself. I'll get my code later and I'll just give it to like someone else. So I bought the game myself. And it's not an expensive game, so it wasn't that big a deal. And I figured that they would just send me the download code that they promised to me, like at some point later. I didn't get a thing later. So I was invited to a Discord server where like all this stuff was going on for freaking whatever the heck, Freedom Games, which was the publisher. Because they had like a whole bunch of indie games that they were publishing there. Like Dark Deity with a Sword and Axe with Chip and his team was just one of the ones that they were publishing for. So they had like a whole Discord server with like all the YouTubers and journalists and stuff like that. There was actually very few YouTubers. People flared themselves as YouTuber, Twitch streamer, or like journalist. There was actually not a whole lot of YouTubers or Twitch streamers. It was mostly like bloggers and journalists and stuff like that that was there, interestingly enough. But because I was part of this Discord server, I DM'd some of the, or I added like the Freedom Games staff, like yeah, I actually didn't get a code for this game that I was promised. So, you know, what's going on with that? And there were some other people that the same thing happened to them that pinged the Freedom Games staff as well. Like, yeah, I also didn't get a thingamabob. So what's going on with that? Would we be able to get our codes? And then a few days later, they deleted the server. The server doesn't exist anymore. So I don't know what the hell is going on with that. So, I don't think I've ever told, yeah, so I don't know what's going on with that. So I don't think I've ever told Chip that, the actual game director. Like, we're planning to have this session of Creators Collide sometime like later in October when things are less busy. So maybe when I'm talking to him through that, maybe I could casually mention to him, oh, fun fact, did you know that your publisher technically still owes me a copy of your game? Or maybe you owe me a copy of your game? I don't care too much about it. It's not like it was a major thing on my pocket. Like, I'm not gonna get crazy about it. But technically, maybe next time I talk to Chip, I could tell him, hey man, do you owe me a copy of Dark Deity by chance? I guess it'd technically be the publisher that owes me a copy of Dark Deity, but maybe I could jokingly tell him that he owes me an extra copy of his game or something. Like, I don't care too much about it. Like, it's a cheap game. It's whatever. I was glad to support it. But I'm still a little bit salty about it. But that was like a publisher kind of thing. Like, it was all these things that the publisher was doing on behalf of, like, all these indie studios that they were publishing for. Like, that was out of the hands of, you know, like the actual teams that were working on it. This was just purely the marketing efforts that, you know, the actual publisher of Freedom Games was doing, of reaching out to a bunch of like content creators and publications and saying like, hey, would you like a free copy of the game to cover early? But maybe since the game released on the same day that it was revealed what the release date was, maybe they just forgot or something. So I don't know if I've told that part of this story before, but yeah. So when it comes to like accepting opportunities that I've received in like emails or DMs, again, I'll turn down most of them. That was one that I accepted, and for the most part it turned out well. But technically, Freedom Games still owes me a copy of Dark Deity to this day. And I already own Dark Deity on my account. So like if I did get like an extra code or something like that, I'd just give it to a friend, I guess. But since I already own the game myself, so it's not like I can have like two of it on the same account. There's no point there. maybe when I talk to Chip next time, I can just tell him, like, hey, can I just, like, yoink an extra code at Dark Deity that Freedom Games technically owes me? Or maybe they've talked about potentially making some more games in the future, where it's like, it seems like Dark Deity did well enough that they plan on potentially making some more games in the future. They're not sure what yet, but potentially in the future, after all the patches and updates and stuff like that for Dark Deity is done, maybe working on some more games in the future. Maybe I can just ask Chip, hey, can I just be down for your next game, whatever it is, whenever it comes out, like, years down the line, potentially? Like, if they do go through with making another game, can I just be, like, down for getting a free copy of that, since I got freaking cheated out of my free copy of Dark Deity? So, there's that. Maybe I'll ask him next time. I don't think I've told him before that his publisher owes me a copy of his game that I never got. I don't think I've told him. But, there's that story, essentially. So, that's a story of, like, the one big situation where I did accept something in an email. And it mostly turned out okay. But the one part of the story I don't think I've shared before today is they literally never gave me, and seemingly several others, the free copy of the game that we were seemingly owed. Because there was other people pinging the Freedom Games staff about that. The server was just deleted shortly after. I never heard from them. Like, I never reached out after that. Like, I never emailed them or anything like that. I could have. I feel like my best option right now is just, like, jokingly mention it to Chip himself. But, yeah, so, there's that story. There's that story for you. There's the story of my experience with freaking the indie game Dark Deity. Maybe I'll mention it to Chip next time I talk with him. Oh, man. But yeah, there's that. I know that on his streams he's talked about, like, I've mentioned Freedom to him on his streams, and he's said that, like, they as a publisher had done, like, a decent bit of work for them and, like, getting the word out about their game, since, like, I brought up the subject of, you know, it was Freedom that had reached out to me. What I didn't mention was the fiasco of them, not actually giving me the game they said they were gonna give me. But that's neither here nor there. It's a story to tell them another time. Which legendary ship do we want to do first? We don't see them on the world right now, but there's one in each corner. Carvia, you choose. If you're listening in here. There's one in each corner of the world. Which one is the lucky one to do first? The kind of... Oh, I need to stock up first. Top left. Okay, well, we'll go do top left. I gotta stock up first. So I'll just stop by this fort first. Is what I shall do. That's the plan. Hey, silly doggy, you doing okay? She's like shifted closer and closer over to my chair here as the night has as the night's gone on.